Okay, first of all, we want to welcome the Loyola School of Journalism here. Thanks for coming. You have high aspirations, and you can see what you're aspiring to right here. It's a high goal, but thanks for being here. And just excited to get back to work. We did have a good practice on Monday, and now we're on to our Wednesday, and we'll be in our regular routine.
Can we have the Loyola kids ask some injury questions?
You're very mean.
John, Fabian Washington, I know you don't, whether he starts or not, how's he rebounded mentally from his last game, does he look ready to go?
Yeah, I think he seems well. I think we'll find out in the game. That's what corners have to do. To play corner in this league, they say you have to have a short memory. I kind of prefer a long memory. I think you learn from your mistakes and you apply them and try to get better. Fabian's done that. He's worked hard all week, and I expect him to play really well.
When you looked at the tape during the bye week and you looked at the pass rush, there has been talk about Merriman. Can you explain your comments from the other day about that with Sean?
Yeah, I'm not too sure if I can comment on that now that Ozzy's made me aware of that. So, because he's still in the waiver process, so I'll probably have to leave that one alone.
The pass rush needs to get better, in your opinion?
Well, I think we're always trying to get better. That's how I've said it before. I see a lot of good things in the pass rush. I see a lot of good things everywhere. But as coaches, you always see the things that need to get better. So I think what you guys talk about a lot of times is the number of sacks. Absolutely. We want more sacks. We definitely want to get more hits on the quarterback. We have pressure. In the Buffalo game, it wasn't the issue in my mind because the ball was coming out so fast. So and we forced some quick throws. But yeah, we definitely want to get better. With our pressures, with one-on-one technique, with every part of it.
John, do you discern a difference in Dante from when you saw him in Philly? Even though you were a defensive special teams coach at that point to now, can you appreciate a difference in maybe his personality or character even?
Yeah, I don't know if I don't really see a difference in his personality or character really. I held him in high regard in Philly. He was a very professional guy. Guys grow up, they mature. He's a little older, a little wiser. Certainly, he's probably talked about that a lot. So I guess you do probably feel that a little bit. But I've always thought he was a first-class guy.
John, there's one of the things about Miami that impresses you is that it seems like that it's a team that doesn't beat itself a lot of times.
Well, I think that's their personality. With Coach Sperano, that's kind of what they're trying to build there. And when you go on the road, I think the fact that they're undefeated on the road speaks to that a little bit. That's kind of the team that they've been over the last few years.
John, back to their success on the road, is there something to be said about the psychology of playing at home versus playing on the road? Maybe there's not as much pressure playing on the road versus playing at home?
Well, yeah, I don't know about their situation exactly because I don't really know the details of, what they would say about that. It'd probably be a good question for Tony today. But, playing on the road is tough in this league. We've had our good days and we've had our not so good days. For the most part, I think our guys do a very good job of competing on the road. You got to be tough-minded. It's a tough environment. And you guys have been there. You know how hard it can be. So that's probably the biggest thing.
John, with Brandon Marshall, is his physicality and his run after the catch ability kind of what makes him so tough to defend?
Right. He runs the entire route tree out there when he's playing X. He runs quick passes. He runs everything downfield. He's a very good route runner for a big man. When he runs the underneath stuff, it's always a catch and run idea. I think one of the biggest things in their passing game is catch and run. The throws to Bess and to Marshall especially, and a lot of times to the backs and the swing routes are catch and run ideas. They're an extension of their run game. And we're going to have to do a great job tackling those guys because that's a big part of what they do.
Coach, what's your assessment of their tackle situation? Jake Long's one of the better ones, and Terrell Sykes is a big challenge.
Well, yeah, they've got two really good tackles. Vernon Carey on the right side's a big, physical, flat back, come off the ball kind of guy. And obviously Jake Long is one of the premier tackles in the National Football League. So I think their offensive line's a strength of their offense for sure. Very physical guards, young, very athletic center. So it's a big challenge for us.
John, does their game with Pittsburgh give you any better evaluation base?
Well, yeah, every game, probably gives you a great opportunity to evaluate it. And I think Pittsburgh helps us because we know Pittsburgh so well. So, we have a good reference there as that being a division team. But we know the Jets well. We know New England well. So, you kind of get to know the league pretty well.
John, when we look at this team, we sort of see them as being similar to you guys. And look at the Dolphins and third-year head coach, young quarterback, things like that. When you looked at them, did you see things that were similar, and you guys were similar types of teams?
I think not really. I didn't look. We don't look at it that way. You know, it's more like you kind of look at them for what they are and what you have to play against more than anything. And we respect them. I mean, I think the things maybe you're referring to are the things that we definitely respect. I mean, they're a tough, hard-nosed team. They don't make a lot of mistakes. Young quarterback, you know, strong defense, run the ball, physical. I guess you could say that.
What's their history of running the Wildcat? Does that make you still have, even though they haven't really done that a lot?
Oh yeah, I mean it's right there. They can turn the Wildcat on at any time. I doubt they have to practice it, you know, to run it. So we've definitely got to be prepared for that. Something that we have to spend time working on.